Good morning, everybody. Crafting Journey here. That Journey Chick on Instagram. Make sure you're following my Instagram. I do post pictures of my progress there on all my projects. So be careful what you wish for because holy moly, it's cold. Not to state the obvious, because everybody in this country is cold. Um, so what I've gotten into this habit where I can close the kitchen door, which is behind me. That door you see behind me goes to the outside, but there's no heat in this room. So the kitchen door is over there. Anyway, I close the kitchen door at night because this room has no heat. So when I opened the door this morning, oh my God, it was so cold. So my little heater's on, full blast. Well, Tootsie was sitting here. I think she's camera shy. She heard the camera come on and she was out of here. They're smart, these dogs, aren't they? So Jake you can't see him. He's all curled up right there. He's like, Mommy, it's cold. Poor Tootsie. Like this weekend they're forecasting wind chills like way below zero. And for those of you who are Canadian, my Canadian friends, how do you let the dogs out when it's so cold like that? Do dogs get frostbite? I don't even know. Like, I don't know. They've got fur, so maybe not, but they're saying, possibly like 40 below wind chill this weekend. Yeah. So. Now, I was supposed to go into the office today, but my coworker, she said, I'm there for a meeting at 7 o'clock. I'm just going to stay all day because she's got a 2 o'clock meeting too. So I said, well, then I don't see any reason for me to be there. And she concurred and said she would let me know. She says, unless schools get canceled, because then she would have no sitter for her kids. But I said, well, just let me know. And I never heard from her. So I'm assuming, not having heard anything, that she's there. I didn't have internet this morning, so let me check and make sure now that I have it. It might have just been my computer that didn't have internet. I don't know. Yeah, there's no word from her. Okay, so, but I do have to go in and pick up my prescriptions. So I'm just kind of sneak over there, pick up my prescriptions, hope that nobody sees me. They won't see me. And then I'm supposed to attend that 2 o'clock meeting too, but I told her I would attend by phone because the gentleman that's running that meeting, I have nothing but disdain for him, and I'm afraid it would show on my face if I were there in person. So I'm better off not being there in person. That way, and I'll leave my camera off because I don't need to have him see the faces I'm making at him. Oh my God. Anyway, he's just one of those people. His heritage is like Middle Eastern, and he has no respect for women, and certainly no respect for. I mean, it's borderline. What do they call it when they discriminate against elder people? Like he thinks he's smarter than everybody. Nobody could be as smart as him, or know something about a subject that, more than he does. So early on in my career at this job, he and I butted heads because I have a legal background and I was citing um, some law, and he's like, no, no, no. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So he got upset, you know. Whatever. So, just I'm better off attending by phone. Let's just leave it at that. And it is what it is. And it has to do with a very minute part of my job anyway, so I'm not really concerned. I'm done with that color. Still working on Alice Lost in the Year of Alice. So, the birds are back. They're out there. I don't know what they're doing, but no squirrels. I don't know where these squirrels go. They're very intelligent because they are not around. They are just gone. Gone, gone, gone. They're like, that. We're out of here. I don't know where they hide. They must have someplace warm to go. I'm going to have to look that up because I'm curious. Where do squirrels go? But the good news is it is National Pizza Day. Oh my God. Now, this is a day I can get behind. I'm trying to think if I have ever met anybody that doesn't like pizza in some shape or form. Because there's so many varieties of pizza: thick crust, thin crust, deep dish. There's all kinds of pizza. Now, I prefer like New York pizza, the just regular crust, grease, like you have to soak the grease up to get, like, that's the kind of pizza I just love. If you can get like a New York pizza. The first pizzeria in this country was in New York. So I would have to credit them with, the good pizza. Now, at home, because it's just me, I have taken a liking to, and this was Mickey Sunshine's creates her recommendation. Tostino's pizza. Now, it's like it's a very crisp crust, which I also enjoy, and these glue dots just do not stay. And I'm trying to find what is good in these metal, and the glue dots don't stay in, and the museum wax doesn't stay in, and it's just annoying me. It's just going to come out again. Okay, so I was talking about, okay, Tostino's pizza. So what I do is I add some extra, I get the pepperoni, and I add a little bit of extra cheese, a little Parmesan, some extra pepperoni, and it's the perfect size for one person. Now, I don't eat the whole thing. Maybe I cut it into 4 squares, and then I eat maybe 2.5 squares, and then I share a little bit with the doggies because, oh my God, they love this pizza. And if I'm making it, they go nuts. Like, oh my God, we're going to have some pizza. Now, I would prefer, a New York pizzeria style pizza, but there is actually a place right down the street that has that kind of pizza. But when it's just one person, I'm not going to order a big old pizza just for me. Now, maybe if Malia came over and I thought of it, we would order a pizza. But she likes Chipotle, and that's like her favorite thing. She'll always say, "No, I want Chipotle." Um, so she always steers me away from the pizza. She likes pizza, but anyway. And there's this gas station here that makes really good pizza. It's I forget the name of the gas station, but they have really good pizza. I think, it's decent. It's not New York pizza, but it's decent. So, what kind of pizza do you like? Now, my favorite is pepperoni, and I like every now and then to add a little pineapple to it. That's delicious. So, pepperoni is the most popular pizza at 36% of all pizzas made. That it's pepperoni. So I'm in the majority with the pepperoni. Um, so good. So over 3 billion pizzas are sold in the U.S. each year. That doesn't include the 1 billion frozen pizzas. 4 billion pizzas, guys. 4 billion. In the U.S., 17% of all restaurants are pizzerias. Why not? Uh, Antica Pizzeria was the first pizzeria that opened in Naples, Italy in 1738. Wow. So people have been eating pizza for hundreds of years. I wonder where, did somebody just think of that? I don't know. That's kind of cool. Gennaro Lombardi was the first pizzeria in the U.S. in 1895. It opened in New York City. And Americans consume, on the average, drumroll please, 23 pounds of pizza every year. So this is the pizza that I consumed in 2020. Yeah. But it's, especially that Tostino's, man, if I don't feel like cooking, usually I have it on Wednesday nights when I do the Craft With Me Wednesdays, because I don't feel like cooking a big meal. So I will either eat some of it before my live, or usually after the live. I'll cook it and eat it while I'm listening to the Crafty Heifer. So we are working on the black. 310, 310. And this thing came out again. For God's sakes. So apparently there was pink wax in there as well, huh? Well, for heaven's sakes. Let's start over, shall we? This is getting to be annoying. All right. We're going to give it the old college try one more time with the glue dots. For God's sakes. Where are we with the glue dots? Okay, right here. My gosh. Oh, guys. Hold, please. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. Maybe because it's cold outside. I don't know. Does that have something to do with it? The temperature? I mean, it shouldn't. It probably was because there was that pink wax still at the bottom of this. I thought I got it all out. Okay. This might work this time. So, I got some mail yesterday. This poor mailman, he was really, because they walk their route here, and even in the cold weather. So he had on these, this thick overall thing. It looked warm, but I just felt so sorry for him. So I got yarn. Yay, yarn unbagging. Yes, let's move the 310 out of the way. Let's put this down here so we don't get sticky on the yarn. All right, so Premier Yarn. So first of all, they sent me the Fall Winter 2021 catalog. I love Premier Yarn. So I know that my good buddy Cheryl will tell me when this stuff is on sale because she's that good to me. Plus I get all their emails. So this is what I got. Do, 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 do. Okay. You're like, stop that, Rebecca. It's so annoying. Let's see if we can gently open it. So one of these is that Fez yarn. But let's look at the other ones first. So this first one is Cottonwood. This was on sale, so I said, oh, let's try it. I got 2 skeins of the pink because I love pink. It is 115 yards per skein, 100% organic cotton. Ooh, it feels really nice. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I know you're not supposed to order yarn unless you know what you're going to do with it. Maybe I'll give it away. I don't know. Super pretty. Super, super pretty. I'm looking for the weight on it. It's probably like a 3. The color is called Tori. Tori. Here is Cottonwood, and I got two mints in one. Yes. And then I got this beautiful green color. It's, well, what color do they call it? They call this Jennifer. Hey, Jennifer, you like green? Yeah. So this is the same one. It's just a green. So I've got plenty of it. I have some hats that call for this kind of yarn, some summer hats. So we're going to look into that. Now, here's the Fez. Oh, I'm afraid because I think it's going to expand when I take it out of the bag. Oh my word, look at this. Holy moly. It's super sparkly. It's a 5 bulky. Oh my gosh. Gonna make some hats. Let's see. How much is here? 464 yards. So this is enough for a hooded scarf. Yes, it is. Hand wash, lay flat to dry, 73% acrylic, 15% polyester, 12% polyamide. Wow, is that pretty? Oh my goodness. Now, I really like that. Look at this. Look how pretty that is. Look at the flecks in it. And it's called Fez. Ooh. Ooh, it really is beautiful. Oh my gosh. On a day like today, this would be awesome. Okay. Or maybe just a beautiful scarf. We'll see. But I think there's enough for a hooded scarf here. I think, I don't know if it's going to go back in the bag, but we're going to, because it kind of like expands. So yeah, we're going to keep that in the bag. So what kind of yarns do we want, guys? I don't know. Parfait Chunky. No, I don't think so. This is a Premier anti-pilling. This is the everyday stuff. This is the stuff I want to order for the Afghan that I want to do, the ocean Afghan. They have the colors that I'm going to need, I believe. If not, I mean, we'll make it work. They've got a lot of different blues here. And then they've got the multicolored down here. Oh, and it's 180 yards per skein. No, the 3-weight, they've got all kinds of colors, but I don't really like 3-weight. They've got the anti-pilling super bulky 6. Oh, Serenity Chunk tweeds. I've got to get some of that. Now, I ordered one more thing from Premier. I love puzzle yarn. Oh my God, I love puzzle yarn. Look at the pretty puzzle yarn. Oh, I might order some more of that. I love that stuff. Oh, they have something called Sweet Roll. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I digress. Let's talk about this day in history. Let's do that, shall we? In 1960, Adolf Kors. I can't say that. Say it 3 times fast. Adolf Kors. Okay. They called him Ad Kors, the third. And he was 44 years old, and he actually had a son. He had 4 children, but one of his sons was Adolf Kors the fourth. Um, yeah, lots of generations of Adolf Kors. So of course, multi-million-dollar family. He was the heir to the Kors fortune, and he was actually running the company at 44 years old. So he had a 12-mile commute from his home to the office, and he had told his wife, I've got some meetings there today. So he comes up on this bridge, and now this is what they surmise happened. He comes up on this bridge, and there's a gentleman there, probably pretending that he had car trouble. So Adolf Kors gets out of his car to go see what's going on, and this gentleman tries to kidnap him. Now, Adolf Kors, he was a pretty fit guy. He had been like a minor league baseball player. He was pretty good at baseball. And so there's a struggle. So they think he was trying to run back to his car, and he gets shot twice in the back, in the shoulder blade. Went through his lung, killed him instantly, probably. So they think that this person put him in the car and drove him up into the Rocky Mountains and got rid of his body. Now, this person, what was his name? I don't remember. Corbett. His name was Corbett. This guy had gone to college. He was a scholar. He had gotten into an altercation in the Air Force, or with an Air Force sergeant, and ended up shooting the guy and killing him. Now, his claim was self-defense, but he shot the guy in the back of the head, so I'm not sure that that qualifies as self-defense. So anyway, he's sentenced to prison. But he's a model prisoner, and they transfer him from a maximum security prison to a minimum security prison. And he escapes. After his escape from prison, he uses an alias, Walter Osborne. That's his alias. So he was working at a Benjamin Moore paint company under that name. And he tells some of his coworkers, watch the news, something big is going to happen. And he bought this typewriter, and that's one of the ways they figured out who he was, because of the distinctiveness of the typewriter, the typeface. Somebody was able to look at the ransom note, look at the way it was typed, and actually tie it back into a specific typewriter, like a specific brand of typewriter. And then they figured out, yeah, it's pretty cool. So that morning, the morning of the kidnapping, he apparently types out this ransom note where he says he wants $500,000, like $200,000 in $10 bills and $300,000 in $20 bills. But he will contact them with instructions of where to leave the money. And as soon as he gets the money, he will safely release Ad Kors. Well, clearly the kidnapping did not go as planned, but they believe that he mailed the ransom note prior to his kidnapping attempt. He mails the note and then he tries the kidnapping. It doesn't go well. Kors ends up dead. Um, and so the family puts the money together. They are, they're millionaires. They're like, well, we'll give you whatever you want. Just tell us where you want the money. They never hear from him again. He never makes contact with them, obviously, because the guy's dead. So he dumps his body, um, leaves the apartment where he was living, moves out the next day. The car that he was driving, he sets it on fire. Um, so eventually, some hunters found the body of Mr. Kors, um, and they were able to identify him through his dental records. But the way that they caught this Corbett guy was there, because there's mines all over the place in the mountains there. So there was a guy guarding his mines, and he saw this car, and of course he suspected somebody's coming to my mines. So he had memorized the license plate of Corbett's car. So they run the tag, and he knew 4 of the numbers. He didn't know the whole thing. So they run all the tags in the area that have those numbers. So they got it down to like 4 vehicles that match the description, and have those numbers in the tag number. So they go to each one of these places, and when they go to William Osborne's place, they find out that this guy moved out the day after the kidnapping. So now they pretty much know they've got their guy. So, and the car was registered, obviously the car was registered to William Osborne. Meanwhile, so like this is the biggest manhunt since the Lindbergh baby. It's all over the news because the guy was a millionaire. So this woman in British Columbia, Vancouver, sees the news and she's like, I recognize that guy. I think he's my neighbor. So she turns him in, and they go and they pick him up. And they find out that his real name is this Corbett guy. So he is, taken back to Colorado. He pled not guilty. He never said a word, never, but in the state of Colorado at the time, you could only get the death penalty if there was an eyewitness to the murder or if the person confessed. And they had neither one of those. So he was sentenced to life in prison. Now, unfortunately, he gets out on good behavior. He serves 19 years, gets out on good behavior. He ended up passing away at the age of 60, I believe. He committed suicide. Yeah, interesting. I guess he couldn't live with what he had done. He had murdered 2 people in his lifetime. Wow. So yeah, this day in history, Adolf Kors III was kidnapped and murdered on this little one-way bridge in Golden, Colorado. Yep. Interesting, huh? So, what are we going to do today? Okay, I am going to wait till the streets clear up a little bit, go get my prescription. Other than that, I'm going to stay home, stay warm, diamond paint. I'm going to look at some of my patterns and see what I want to do with this Fez yard. It's so pretty. It's purple. It's sparkly. Oh, it's gorgeous. It's a 5 bulky. Yeah, things that make you go, Okay, guys, that's the show for today. I hope you have a warm day If you have a real fireplace, light it up and think of me. Oh my God, that would be awesome. Probably not going to spend a whole lot of time in this room today because it's cold. Um, yeah, I worked on both of my temperature blankets yesterday. I'm almost caught up on both of them. I'm into February now on the loom. On both of them, I'm into February. So I'm doing good because today's the 9th. Um, yeah, so this week on Craft With Me Wednesday, which is tomorrow, we're going to do coloring with Crafting with Christy. She doesn't know it yet. I got to send her the invitation, but um, she kind of has a hint. Anyway, Crafting with Christy, coloring tomorrow night. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow in the morning show. I love you all. Bye.